Grogu is like the biggest piece of shit in the Star Wars universe. You know what I'm saying? Dude's like be eating other races. He tried to like sexually harass a fucking Babu freak.
He was just
You
hugging
know?
him. He was just
Huh?
hugging him. He was just
He
hugging him.
he hugged
That's
him a
all it was.
little too roughly. You know
He's
what I'm
hugging her
saying?
from the back. That's a
Yeah,
little
and
personal.
and the Babu freak didn't give consent. So I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Grogu out here me tooing and murdering like, people. He ate those couple's frog babies. What's up, and welcome to the Los Wise Guys podcast. I am your host, Eslam, aka Rock God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan Papa Sun Killer, Dan Emperor Disco, and our special guest, Fernando, aka the Pitmaster General. It's been a
Yeah,
while,
Look at him
yeah,
Fernando.
remembering. Look at him
Yeah.
remembering. You know.
Well, it's written on the screen too, so
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, he saved me with that one.
I know. I
But
was gonna give you the credit. I was just trying to give you the credit.
I like to be honest. I'm retarded, so it is what it is.
Dan was
All right. Well, our special guest will be back, and it is time for us to review The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1. Um, what can I say? There wasn't much at all in general for this goddamn episode. I was super excited seeing that trailer. It made it look like it wasn't going to be same old Mandalorian. And I was wrong. I was completely wrong. And it was same old Mandalorian, which was very disappointing. But it is what it is. Um, how did you guys feel about the first episode?
you want to go first
I
or
mean, it's
second?
up to you. I don't care.
I'll go. I I guess I share the same sentiment as you. I was kind of excited to jump in, and but it was very underwhelming. At least this first episode.
Yeah.
You can't judge the whole season off the first episode, but for me, it did feel a little underwhelming, and it's like they found a formula and they're just trying to stick with it. It's
Yeah.
just Mando and Yoda or Grogu. I mean, every scene and like trying to just keep their pack like together. I feel like they're just trying to milk Grogu because he's just so
They
damn
are.
cute, and he's
Yeah.
undeniably cute. Like I'm even hating on the show, but I still love Grogu because he's just the cutest little character. And for me, it was really cool to see Bo-Katan in there, and I'm hoping we see more of her. I like her from Battlestar Galactica, and
Yeah.
she's just a great actress. And I think her character in this show has a lot of spice and charisma, and I want to see her kind of, jump in the mix a little and see what she's really about.
Well,
And
Bo
also, I
Katan
want to
was
see
amazing in
more.
the animated show, so hopefully they do her
Yes,
justice. But
I just want to see more depth from Mando and Grogu, like just more. It's just the same thing. To me, it feels like the same thing. I'm sure throughout the season we're gonna see Grogu just move a monster, and Mando, still kind of just doing his same thing, just trying to be his the father. uh, I don't know, but maybe I'm just hating right now. It's kind of late. I haven't eaten, so
what
um,
about you, Dan?
I mean, if there's any indication, so you're talking about the trailer got you hyped. I'm pretty sure we probably saw the trailer for the podcast.
Hmm.
I don't recall at all. I think my brain is trying to protect me from that. Now, when it was time to watch this episode, I legit it was just like I let out just a deep sigh and I hit play and I just let it happen to me.
Mm,
I was watching it and I was bored out my mind. I didn't care. It's like even the Grogu effect is gone for me. It's like I don't give a shit about this little doll anymore. Like who cares? Like I just it doesn't matter to me anymore. Today, before we started recording, like I said, I did have some time off and I thought I was like, oh fuck, is there another episode of Mandalorian? And I was so happy to see that there wasn't. I didn't have to watch
yeah.
another one. So yeah, that's how I feel about the show right now.
Well, the crazy thing is that like the trailer showed like him talking about Mandalore and like it seemed like it wasn't gonna be a the same old bullshit that was happening. And one thing I can say about this show is really amazing if you want to watch a show about a galactic errand, um, like just two a kid and his father going on errands in intergalactic space. Like this is the show for you. Like this is one of the best shows to ever do that concept. Uh, doesn't need to be Star Wars. Like I don't know
Well,
what's happening in this show.
that's a format that's been around forever. That's what old westerns used to be. That's what the old
Mm,
Incredible Hulk movie show used to be. It's somebody who goes from town to town. He solves that town's issues, and then next week we see him go to a new town and solve their
yeah.
issues. And there's a reason why they stopped doing that format years ago. And then they
God.
bring it back with this, and it's just like we get it. It
And I
is supposed
thought
to be
they
a
were
Star Wars
gonna
western, you
finally
know.
deviate from this and concentrate more on Mandalore, the dark saber, and all this shit. And then like the end of the first episode, it's like, oh, I need to go get a part for this robot so it can help me with. I'm like, oh, come on, man! Like
I
Jesus,
mean, he is trying to get to Mandalore, but I feel like they're gonna drag it, and it's gonna be
he's not getting
so
to
like
Mandalore till like the last episode. Like it's not
that's what
gonna
I'm
happen.
feeling.
And he's have like
It's,
4 episodes that have absolutely nothing to do with it. He's just gonna hang out with some
Nope.
people at a space station. Like,
you know
oh,
Yep.
what
let
would
me
make
just do
me
this.
laugh so hard is if the last two episodes are Boba Fett. They trade off like they did
Oh
Oh.
yeah,
like how Boba Fett had like two Mando episodes for the last two episodes. They're gonna
yeah.
swap.
Um.
But yeah, I mean, I hope he gets to Mandalore, and I hope it doesn't take forever because Bo-Katan did ask if he had the sword, and he said yeah. So it's, I mean, hopefully, hopefully they don't like pace it too slow because you know, I don't know. I'm trying to see some stuff happen.
I mean, I'm watching a bunch of different shows right now. In between this and Last of Us and Wu Tang and
Bel Air.
Prince Bel Air rather, and How I Met Your Father, and I'm rewatching Scrubs. So it's like when I get to this, I was like, "Fuck, I got to do this one." Oh, and Young Rock, I'm watching that too. So it's like here's a bunch of shows that I am enjoying, and now I have to throw this into the mix.
Yeah.
So it's like I honestly have I've hit a point where it's just like if he gets the Mandalore, doesn't get the Mandalore. If he fights Bo-Katan, doesn't fight Bo-Katan, Grogu could fucking turn Super Saiyan. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna care anymore at this point.
Like I
um.
was saying earlier, I said baby Goku instead of baby
Yeah,
Grogu.
Yeah. So there were minor interesting things about this episode, and uh sorry,
yeah,
fucking
you're good.
message came in the chat. So weird.
Thank
But yeah,
floaters.
there was a couple of minor interesting things about this episode that could be setting up there are certain things that I will get to now. But we get reintroduced into the Night Watch. They're inducting a new youngling, but I thought it in this moment I thought it was like a flashback to when Mando was being inducted. Turns out it's not. It's what's happening now. So I guess there's still a lot of Night Watch survivors, and Mando saves them from this giant creature with his new spaceship. Right? He fucking blows this thing's guts out. Um, yeah. So that happens. He speaks to her. She's like, you removed your mask. You're not Mandalorian anymore. And he's like, how can I redeem myself? She's like, you got to go bathe in the waters under the caverns of fucking Mandalore, or under the mines of Mandalore.
Of Mandalore.
He's like, all right, so that's my mission for this season, and now I need to do 35 errands throughout this 8 episodes or 10 episodes, whatever the fuck it's gonna be, to finally get into Mandalore and then set up the story for the next season. So we'll see what happens. But he then goes to this other planet that's a sister homeworld to Mandalore, and that is where Bo-Katan is. He goes and he sees her and he speaks to her. That's when she asks him about the dark saber. He asks her, be like, "Hey, I'm going to Mandalore. You should help me." She's like, "Why? Whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. Everyone left me. These are some unloyal bitches. Like." I didn't have the dark saber, so they didn't care about me anymore. I'm not their leader. Blah blah blah. They disbanded. So now I wonder if he's going to be able to prove Mandalore is not filled with poison, because that's what she told him after the bombing of Mandalore, which happened in the Purge. The Empire pretty much just nuked Mandalore, and apparently it's like just full of radiation and poison and stuff like that. That's why no one goes to Mandalore anymore. Now, one of the interesting things is when I was just looking up stuff on this episode for our review today, is that it's been known that the Empire had multiple bases that did cloning. And one of the theories is Mandalore is one of those bases,
Hmm.
and the whole purge and poisonous atmosphere and crystallized atmosphere, whatever, of Mandalore is something the Empire did put out there as fake news so people don't go to Mandalore
Hmm.
and discover one of their cloning bases. So that could be something, right? It could be something interesting, but we will see. It also could tie into the first episode, not the first episode, the first season, when we first meet Grogu and we see that emblem of like that cloning facility and the doctor that had Grogu. And
Hmm.
this is why they wanted Grogu so importantly. So there could be something there. It only took them 3 seasons to kind of tie back into that after all these errands. But
Hmm.
hey, we could be finally getting into some interesting storylines. But these interesting storylines that should be in the forefront are going to be taking a back seat to our galactic errand list of this season. So
It's like
next up.
watching somebody play a Ubisoft video game. It's just frustrating.
Yeah. So Bo Katan was angry, whatever, and like they had the conversation, and he moved on. He goes
Apollo.
back
I
and he
like how she
speaks.
called the Mandalorians the cult. She's
Yeah,
like, your
well,
cult
the
gave
the
up
Night
on
Well,
Watch,
his
Mandalore.
form,
because
yeah,
yeah,
they
because they're
are.
a sect of the Night Watch, and she
I
blamed
see,
them
I
for
see.
the like pretty much the fall of Mandalore because they made them divided instead of as
Yeah,
one.
she's a true Mandalorian.
Yeah, so then Mando goes to see Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed tries to sell him some land on his new town that is in this really great trade route and whatnot. And they do some things. They run into some pirates. They kill some pirates, and Mando's there because he wants to get the parts of the I forgot the robot's name or the
IG
number.
something.
IG-11. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, IG-11, whatever parts they recovered. So they get him. He puts it together, turns it on, and um, they put him on, and he tries to kill Grogu right away. And then they're like trying to stop him. They can't stop him.
Killbot gonna kill.
Yeah. So after that, they go see the Babu Freaks, right? The Babu Freaks are the ones that are the good fixers in this universe, I guess. And they're fixing it, and they're like, "Oh, we need this part." And as soon as they said that, I was like, "Fuck, here we go, here we go." He's gonna go try to get this part, and in getting this part, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can give you this part, but you got to do this for me." And then he's gonna go to that, and then they're like, "Oh, I can do that for you, but you got to do this for me." It's just so he can get the part and have this robot go to Mandalore and see if it's poisonous or not. And it's just like as soon as they said that, I was like, "Fuck, here we go again." So, but I do want to say something, right? Grogu is like the biggest piece of shit in the Star Wars universe. You know what I'm saying? Dude's like be eating other races. He tried to like sexually harass a fucking Babu freak.
He was just
You
hugging
know?
him. He was just
Huh?
hugging him. He was just
He
hugging him.
he hugged
That's
him a
all it was.
little too roughly. You know what
He's
I'm
hugging her
saying?
from the back. That's a
Yeah,
little
and
personal.
the Babu freak didn't give consent. So I don't
No.
know, man. Grogu out here me tooing and murdering people. He ate those couple's frog babies.
You
Like,
think
did
just
we
because
all
you're
forget
cute, you
that?
could do anything?
Exactly, and just because you got the force and shit, he's already on the dark side.
No.
Evil son of a bitch. But yeah, I guess that was their cute moment of the first episode, and we're gonna We're gonna see a lot of that.
It's true love. That picture looks so
But
funny.
truly, my favorite part of this whole episode was the introduction of the Purugil, or I think that's how you pronounced it, or the Prugil. Now, these we were introduced to in
Solo.
no, actually. So I had to look that up. We did
Because I
see it in
remember there was
Solo.
something in Solo. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So I actually have another slide, but so these were introduced in Rebels,
Mm,
right? Ezra, um,
Miller.
it was his last name Miller. No, no, that's the
No,
Flash.
obviously
Okay.
it's not.
'Cause I was like, he's in there too.
I'm mad you legit thought about it. Like,
I did. You know me. I told you in the beginning I'm retarded.
He
So
saw those
Ezra,
gears turning. He's like, wait a minute.
yeah,
it's like,
Ezra had connected with these creatures through the Force, and he used them to defeat Admiral Thrawn. But it was really nice seeing them here. And then when I saw them here and I kind of connected the two, I remembered, like Dan said, Solo, right? So
mhm.
these are the creatures from. This is what they look like in animation form, and this is what they are. This is from Rebels, and this is Ezra using the Force to connect with these creatures to grab Admiral Thrawn and his ship. And then these creatures can, as you can see in the previous slides, they can travel through like light speed, like
Yeah.
hyperspace. Sorry, they can
Mhm.
travel through hyperspace, which is very cool. Um, so Grogu sees them, and now we got to see them, one of them in Solo, which was also interesting. Their introduction, and I remember this was also one of my favorite parts in Solo was seeing
Mhm.
this creature. Um, it was really cool. I was like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah, so this was like one of my favorite parts, and then
It's
maybe what's
that
up?
was that when he did the Kessel Run in like 12 parsecs or whatever.
Yeah,
That was it, right? Yeah.
yeah. So Ezra defeats Admiral Thrawn by using these creatures to take him into hyperspace and take him into an unknown area. We don't know what happened when the show ended. Now, apparently, this might be what the story of Ahsoka's about. Ahsoka's trying to find Ezra, and maybe in finding Ezra, she will also run into Admiral Thrawn wherever they are, if they're still stuck together or whatever.
I forgot
So
there was an Ahsoka show.
So this could also be setting up the show Ahsoka. Let's see what happens in the rest of the season. Maybe Ahsoka will show up in the season as well, um, to kind of cement her like storyline, looking for Ezra or something like that. Since we saw these creatures, or maybe they're just showing them real quick so um, they can just kind of just set it up. Hey, like, hey, remember you guys saw these creatures
Uh,
here, and
Hey, remember 4 years ago, in episode 1 of season 3 of Mandalorian?
yeah, so when they release Ahsoka season 1 finally, but yeah, so that could be the story of um the Ahsoka, and this is how the Mandalorian season 3 could be leading into that. But that is pretty much the only part I found interesting about this first episode. I really hope they don't do this nonsense with just Planet of the Week, Errand of the Week, whatever nonsense, and they get to Mandalore a lot quicker. They get to Bo-Katan trying to either fight for the dark saber or somehow I don't know what her role is gonna be, but it's just I need them to get a better storyline. Like they just need to take the writers of Andor and have them do all the Star Wars writing from here
No,
on
no,
end.
don't sacrifice Andor. Let
Well,
everything
well,
else
I
be
mean,
shit.
Andor took a little bit to start up for me, so I mean, maybe the it'll take a couple episodes before this one starts up as well.
Yeah, but I highly doubt this shit's gonna be as well written as Andor. Cause my
Like
God, man,
yeah, I'm not
my
optimistic at
God,
all on
Andor is
that.
still like one of so fucking good, so good, man. Maybe I should go watch that show again. Fuck Mandalorian. Um,
There you go.
Just
That's the review.
yeah,
That's
fuck
it. Put a
fuck
stamp on it.
Mando. Our special guest pitmaster general is having
Yeah.
technical issues. So yeah, he's having
Hold
issues
on.
with
What's up with
his
that?
Google Chrome on the iPhone. Not sure why, but
Because we've had like Rudy's done that. I think. Right.
doesn't he have a laptop though, or he uses his
Yeah. Is
phone?
that the thing? He usually has issues with the phone, and then he goes to the laptop. Is that what happens?
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Uh, Fernando, I don't know if you hear me. Do you have like the iPad or something? Maybe you can try that.
No laptop. No.
Yeah. Um. um.
I don't know, man. Because
I
I
remember you
yeah.
used an iPad last time, didn't you?
No.
So yes, try that. Maybe that'll work better. Um. Okay.
Yeah, man. So with this show, it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious. Do you guys think the show has legs? Like, is it? Are we gonna still go a couple seasons?
I, as far as of right now, for me, it does not have legs,
Yeah.
but it's popular with the general public. I'm sure kids love it because of Grogu, and if it's getting views on Disney Plus, it will keep going. Now, I heard something recently saying that Disney Plus is gonna start slowing down its production of like all these like just Star Wars shows and stuff like
Marvel
that,
shows too.
Marvel shows. So hopefully they start going the route of quality and not just quantity, because that's what they were doing. They were just like pumping shit out for no reason, and it got them the subscribers. But now it's like when you got to compete with shows like House of Dragon, The Last of Us, Succession,
You're
The
just
White
listing HBO
Lotus.
shows at this point.
Those are the ones that are like
Yeah. No.
top tier. Like
No.
it's there's no mistaking it. It's like this is what it is. Like this is top tier television, and you know, is Succession on HBO also, or is it that
Yeah.
on Paramount Plus?
No. That's HBO.
Okay, there's one or two on Paramount Plus that's also I think it's like Yellowstone, if I'm not
Yellowstone.
mistaken.
Yeah, Yellowstone's on
That's Paramount.
Paramount.
I don't know if it's a Paramount Plus, but it's definitely a
It's
Paramount.
Paramount,
It's
but
Paramount,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So I know that I heard it was very good.
Oh yeah, people
Um,
love that show.
so like there's great television out there. Disney Plus is just if you are targeting kids, you can
Mhm.
still do better. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can still do better
I mean, you
storytelling.
could
Kids
have
aren't that
amazing
stupid.
story. Yeah, you could have amazing storytelling in kids shows and still have a kid show. There's something I like to reference. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes, that's very true.
Like phenomenal storytelling, and you can enjoy that as a child
Phenomenal
or an adult.
storytelling, phenomenal like just what is like the
Miller, Ezra Miller.
themes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Phenomenal themes that they got across in like this really like sophisticated way, yet it was simplified for children. Like it was fantastic. Like they took the Pixar route
Mm-hmm.
of like storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
and like they take these like really complicated themes like, and they break them down for children in a way that is digestible.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that, but like a grocery list with your dad is not the way. That is
Yeah.
not the way. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like you got me thinking of shows. You're out here listing shows and everything, and that's all well good. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. But where in the blue hell is season 2 of Heels? Damn it, stars, get on that.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm
Taking
waiting for
their
Heels,
sweet time.
Man, that show was
man.
phenomenal too. God damn. Every other
Right?
show's been more phenomenal than The Mandalorian. We should talk about those more.
The only
Yeah.
thing that saved Mando was Grogu, and
Literally. Yeah.
that
Literally.
literally they just been milking it. And as of now, me personally, I feel like the characters have potential, but unless they fire all their writers right now and just replace them with like anyone else, like I don't see it. I see it tanking. I see them just squandering away episodes and just wasting a perfectly good a TV show, because I do like the Mandalorians. I think they're really cool, and I really want to learn about their lore. But it's just
Absolutely.
like just do it right. Like do it right, man. It's so much. There's so much good, story potential there, and they're just squandering it with like because the Grogu, it's it's crazy,
Yeah.
man. It
And
really
it's just
is.
a
It's
bunch of
just
MacGuffins. It's just like go get this to get this, so you can get this to do this to then do this, and that's the end of the season. It's like that's really it's like nothing really happens. Like
No,
you
no.
know what I'm saying? It's just over and over and over. It's just I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. But hey, like I always say, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully they shut us up and it ends up being like the best show. I would love to be proven wrong.
I always
Um,
love to be proven wrong.
yeah,
It's
sad.
one of my
The problem
favorite
is,
thing is Heath Ledger. He proved
yeah,
us wrong,
the problem is
and
we're almost never proven wrong. And I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing, but a lot of times we come out and like, hey, this looks like it sucks. Hopefully it gets better. And guess what? It sucks still, or it sucks more.
yeah,
You know, I would love to be proven wrong, but
unfortunately.
yep,
so I don't know. But that's
All
Mando.
right,
That's Mando.
that is Mando. All right,
yep. I think that's it for
let's
our Mando review.
pretty much let's move into some of my news. But before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you like what we do, liking and subscribing is free for you to do, and it helps us out immensely. Comment below, let us know what you think about The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1, and how do you think this season is going to move forward? Go
Is it?
check out the Los Wise. Go check out the Los Wise Guys website, loswiseguys.com, where we put up new content every day, every week, honestly. And then go check out our social medias. Go follow us. Go connect with us. Slide into Dan's DMs. You know he likes when
Talking
you
about
guys do
disco.
that. I'm talking
Talking about
about the
disco.
Papa Sun Killer.
No.
Slide into his DMs. He
Hey man,
love
that's
it
how
when you
people
guys
get
talk.
Papa Son killed. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing that shit.
Oh man. All right. Well, John Favreau has said that Grogu was training with Luke for up to 2 years. Now,
Awesome.
congratulations, Grogu. You know what I mean? You
Wow,
really
that's so
showed us
cool.
what you got when you force pulled some of that candy from a desk. It
Mhm.
was it was phenomenal. That's
He
two
kept he
years
kept
with
making that chair spin with the force.
yeah 2 years of training with Luke, motherfucking Skywalker,
Mhm.
and you can spin a chair and get some candy.
Man,
What if he
considering Yoda is like 800 or some crazy number, like I
900.
feel like
Mhm.
Grogu has like 100 more years of being a dumbass before he becomes something. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what if I was just thinking like in comparison to Yoda, what if Yoda's just like the superior just like apex of that
He's the
species?
Batman of the species.
Yeah, and then everybody else is just like at
Grogu
Grogu level.
is
Like we're just
just really
expecting it.
dumb.
It's like no, this is just the way they are. Like Yoda just stepped up. It's just like he needed to make it out of the inner city, so he got a scholarship and he joined the Jedi Council and he made something of himself.
I guess. Well, I mean, it was him and Yaddle, so
Yeah, there was two of them. Or it could be the opposite, where
yeah.
they're all just like these top tier things. Then there's Grogu.
Well, technically, he could be a clone, and they
He
just
could be.
fucked up. You know what I mean?
There could be dumb clones. Remember that episode of Family Guy where Stewie cloned Bitch Stewie? And
No.
bitch Stewie was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna eat your poops."
God,
Okay, I
I don't
don't
know.
remember that,
I was never
but
into
okay.
Family Guy like that,
And
but
they did a bitch Brian too, and his jaw fell off because he didn't really try as hard.
Star Wars. More Star Wars news. Star Wars films from Kevin Feige and Patty Jenkins are reportedly no longer in development, and all I have to say to that is thank God. Patty Jenkins, if you don't know who that is, she is the director of Wonder Woman 1 and the writer and director of Wonder Woman 1984, which was a complete shit show. Um,
that's
First one was
probably
and
one
good.
of the worst movies I ever seen. That
First
movie
one
was
was
yeah,
good.
so bad.
first one was great
The
because
second
I
one.
think she didn't
Yeah,
write it. Wonder Woman
Ah,
1984 was complete trash, and she
yeah.
was writing Wonder Woman 3, and then thank God James Gunn stepped in and was like, "No, bitch, you're done." So,
the Uncle
uh,
Phil there, he threw her out like, get out of here.
yep. Recently, Warner Brother Discovery has plans for multiple new Lord of the Rings movies, and I'm excited now. I don't know where these movies are gonna do. If they're gonna just retell the stories of the books, or they're gonna tell new stories. Either way, we're getting new Lord of the Rings movies from Warner Brothers, and hopefully Peter Jackson is connected to it in some way, shape, or form. Um, and WB doesn't make the stupid mistake of ignoring his calls like Amazon did. Fetty,
I
I'm
wonder
doing a
if they're.
podcast right now.
You just threw me off with that. I
Sorry.
forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna use his notes, like making something out of his notes, like his spare notes, or or if they're doing something else.
Of like the Silmarillion and like
Yeah,
other stuff J.R.R. Tolkien
yeah,
wrote.
yeah. All
Yeah.
the stuff that he like, his notes, his background notes that he had that weren't like in the books. I wonder if they're gonna try to like take stuff from
Yeah.
that, or
Hey, it
And
could
there's
be.
other stories too. There's like the Children of Hurin, I think the name of the book. I think I own that book. I don't know where the hell it is. That's another one. It's in that world somewhere. As you can tell, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's there. I'm confused. What the hell is going on with the rights to Lord of the Rings? Who the fuck?
So WB has the rights for movies,
And
and
Amazon does shows.
Amazon bought rights for television series.
And then I know the books, unless I'm mistaken, are still in the Tolkien family.
Yeah.
But like video game rights are at this oh fuck, I forgot the Embracer Group. So it's like
Okay.
Lord of the Rings is like all over the fucking
Yeah,
place.
because
damn.
you can sell rights to different people for a
No, I
specific
know, but it's
medium.
like you
Yeah.
don't see something this high profile go to
Yeah.
this many other high profile
Yeah.
things. You
Well, the
know, it's
books
just
were high profile, but then the movies really just put them out
oh yeah,
into everybody's purview. So that made them even more high profile. But yeah,
yeah.
Amazon Studio bosses thinks Rings of Power will succeed despite Lord of the Rings films being announced by WB.
I got
Uh,
news for him. It already has succeeded.
yeah, he's almost as delusional as James Cameron, which we'll get to
Oh
in a
man,
second.
no. Why do you have so many stories that just make me just want to? Oh,
Hold
He's
on.
gonna have a brain
Jesus.
aneurysm. He's like,
All right. Yeah, these are all stories that'll piss you off. Ant-Man 3 director says it didn't make sense to include Luis.
The
I
only
think
fun
you're
thing in the Ant
fucking
Man
wrong.
series.
Yeah.
The only
right?
fun thing in the Ant
How
Man
does it?
series.
How does it not make sense to have the best character in the whole?
The Ant-Man
Yo,
series.
they're
Like,
wild.
yo, these people are so. I don't get it. Did they not notice what their fans like?
I
I
just feel
just.
like they're so disconnected. They're in their own world. It's
I
like,
mean, if he, nah, no, I got nothing.
crazy.
I got nothing.
Dan's speechless.
I'm
He's
just,
so
I'm just
upset.
upset. I'm just upset. Like I could be
I,
playing Steam Deck right now.
I just feel like they should have more of him. What? Stop
Yeah.
taking him out. They need to
Give
put
him the
more of him.
powers.
Yeah.
Make him Ant Man. You know how
For
much
real.
more entertaining it would be.
Make him Jesus Christ, Fetty. Sorry.
Huh? What
Scratch the
happens?
shit out of me.
That's him.
Yo, Fetty
Jesus.
I
agrees.
can't help but just picture Fetty Wap on the side, just biting your finger.
He's just like he's trying to get me to pet him, and like he's putting like his hand on my elbow, and like
Yeah,
he pulled out one of his claws.
yeah.
What an asshole.
He has to
Right?
let you.
It's like,
Sorry about that.
Every
pay
once in a while, he has
attention
to
to
remind
me.
you. Every once
Yeah.
in a while, he has to remind you he's there.
That's what it's like having a girlfriend.
Yeah. All right. Next up, this is what I was talking about. James Cameron compares himself to J.R.R. Tolkien and Peter Jackson. My God,
Damn.
this fucking guy is so delusional, right? Just because he's copying the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and he thinks he's making good shit that just costs billions of dollars and is nothing but CGI garbage and a storyline that's not that good. And he compares himself to J.R.R. Tolkien, who created his own fucking language and created one of the greatest uh, literature universes ever. And he's gonna compare himself to that. And then Peter Jackson, who took that work of art and gave it justice on the big silver screen. And no, you're not them, buddy. No, you're fucking delusional, and you're nowhere near as good. It's just
He's just sucking his own peep, man.
If
yo. I mean,
I
it's
ever get the opportunity to be James Cameron, I'm
I almost now hate him as much
Gonna
as I hate M Night Shyamalan.
see. I don't
Like
have hate for M Night Shyamalan. Like I don't have hate for what's his name, for James Cameron either. Because I understand there's people who need help mentally. I get that, and I mean it's getting to that point where I feel like James Cameron, somebody needs to sit him down, and be like, hey, Jimmy, what the fuck?
the crazy thing is like he's like if someone else compared them, we can be like, oh, that person's just like really likes James Cameron and whatever, they're being biased. But he's
yeah.
compare. You have the audacity and the narcissism to compare yourself to these people. Like,
I'm pulling up. I have his
I mean,
IMDb up right
he
now.
did make Titanic.
good for him.
But that's the thing. It's like, and Titanic is considered one of the greatest movies of all time. I would have to rewatch it to really give my opinion on that. But it's like I'm looking at his movies. It's like I'm not going to deny that the man has some great movies, but most of them aren't. Like he has Terminator. That's awesome. Terminator
Yeah.
is great. He has Aliens. You know, Aliens is
Hmm.
great. Terminator 2.
Okay.
I'm still scrolling. Hang on.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Those are some pretty good
Yeah, there is
some pretty
Titanic. There's like I'm trying
movies
to
though.
think of the ones that I care about, and I
Yeah.
mean, no, but let's go to other ones. He was Piranha 2, The Spawning in 1981,
Oh Lord.
classic.
Okay.
You know, Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't finish that one, but you know, it is what it is. Martini Ranch Reach. I'm sorry, it's a music video. The Abyss. The Abyss is liked by someone. Um,
Who?
let's what else? What else we got? That's a whole lot of Terminator things. Okay, he did some video games. True Lies, the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. True Lies.
Oh, that
Remember that
one's
one?
supposed to be good.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Me either.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of still with the Terminator. I think he
I
found
mean,
his
I
niche.
think what Dan is trying to say is that you are not nowhere near
Still going.
these people. All right, I think I'm just gonna move on, man. Like I saw this piece of news and I was like so upset, just so upsetting. Fucking, fuck. Okay, Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally are joining the Umbrella Academy. I love Nick Offerman. He was fantastic in The Last of Us, episode 3. He's just a fantastic actor, period. And I'm excited that he's joining the Umbrella Academy. Good show on Netflix, and looking forward to seeing what character he's gonna play.
Yeah, I'm kind of
And
wondering what kind of character too. I wonder if they're gonna like test his range because I've only seen him in Parks and Rec, but after seeing him in that Last of Us episode, you could see like he definitely has some like drama chops. So I'm curious
oh,
to see.
he's just great all around. And I'm sorry, but I've never heard of Megan, so I'm
I've
interested to
heard
see
of her
what she's gonna.
name, but I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't even recognize her face. And the best piece of
Holy shit!
news.
Something I care about on
Uh,
this episode.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
The best piece of news. DC's The Batman Part 2 officially begins filming this November. So shout outs to Robert Pattinson, shout out to Matt Reeves, shout out to the new DC Studios, James Gunn and Peter Safran. I hope you guys kick it out the park and this movie's great. This is going to be an Elseworld movie. It will have nothing to do with the new DCU slate, and their new Batman, Brave and the Bold, and their new Superman, Supergirl, all the new stuff that they're doing. This will have nothing to do with it. Same thing with the Joker. It also has nothing to do with that. So, yeah, that is all my news. I saved the best for last. And fuck Mando, fuck James Cameron, and it is what it is.
That's really gonna be end up being the only thing on this entire podcast that I was like, "Hey, it's up for me."
Yeah.
yeah. So
Uh,
today, I'm going to review the show Mayfair Witches. finished like a week or two ago or something like that, so somewhat recently. And let's see. I'm gonna start off by saying I don't think it's gonna be for everybody. I think some people might just find it as cheesy, just stupid witches. But I enjoyed it. Me personally, I don't think it's like winning any awards or anything crazy. But I thought it was. I just like. I guess I like the sci-fi nature of it and the witches, and I do like that stuff. So jumping in, it has Alexandra
Hmm.
Daddario, and I like her as an actress. I think she's very stunning, and I think this gave her a great opportunity to kind of test her range and see come into this character and see if she could bring it to life. Because following the Anne Rice the Vampire Chronicles, it's like can they keep the boat running, and I think it did well enough. I'm gonna say the Vampire Show was definitely better in my opinion, but this one had definitely not a pushover or anything. They had some pretty good stuff there. Um, I personally haven't read the books actually, so I don't really know. Coming in, I didn't really have any background. I was kind of just fresh. Uh, they briefly mentioned her in the Vampire Chronicles, and in that point, she was kind of like this stoic, mad scientist trying to save her niece or her cousin. I forgot who she was, but she was dying, so she was kind of just engrossed in that. And so this was kind of nice to see kind of like an origin story to see how she got to
Oh,
that
so
point
they're in the
if
same
if
world.
they're gonna go to that point. Yeah, the
Oh,
Mayfair
that's
witches
cool.
are in the same universe as the Lestat and them. So and that's
I
another
wonder if
thing.
they're gonna
There's
do a crossover.
Yeah, I'm curious. That's another thing.
Are they on the same channel? Like the same?
Yeah,
Okay.
AMC. So
Cool, cool, cool. They might
so
be building
yes,
their own universe right there with Anne Rice properties.
exactly. That's what I think they're doing.
Hmm.
So this shows pretty much the premise is this being Lasher kind of attaches to this Mayfair witch family, and Lasher's like really strong, and it kind of like messes with the psyche of whoever he's attached to, and but also gives him great power and kind of manipulates. And so I'm curious to see like. I doubt it's gonna happen, but I would like to see Lasher versus like a vampire to see if like can he
Now,
hypnotize them
so I
or
saw
like
the first episode. It seemed like he was like uh what's the world? Like a corporeal type of entity, if I'm using that word
Oh,
correctly.
like ethereal.
Is that, I don't know, whatever. He's like, does he have a physical form, or is he just
he
like,
um
because I saw the first episode with like her ancestor and like dealing with that one, and she sees him but nobody else sees him, and
He doesn't really, but he can like grab you and like be physical. So
but
it's
with
like
the person he's
usually
attached to, not with anyone else.
yeah, and but he could also like he does have like he can grab like and do stuff and like push you and
Mm,
shove you, but he just doesn't have like an actual physical state at least at this current time.
okay.
Um uh, that's yeah, so we learn more about that towards the end. I don't want to spoil it, but pretty much he's trying to get a body.
Okay.
And so he's trying to this like crazy powerful being is trying to come to this world, but it starts off with Alexandra Daddario character Rowan, and she's kind of just going about her life doing her own thing, and then her mom dies and she gets thrown into this like witch family as she gets sucked in pretty much, and she eventually Lasher attaches to her, and she kind of like just doesn't want anything to do with it, and you kind of get to see her kind of her world get shaken up and down, and also then while she's getting rid of this Lasher entity, she kind of falls in love with this Mayfair family as well, and so uh,
So she's not a
she
Mayfair.
she is a Mayfair. They gave her away, so she never lived with
Oh,
that. She didn't live with them,
right, right.
so
Because her mother adopted her. Right. Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So
The first episode, you get that. Okay.
well, the mother was just taken away. She got taken. Spoilers. um, they separated her because the mother was attached to Lasher, so they didn't want
Yeah.
her to have anything to do with it. But long story short, she gets sucked into the family, and they kind of she tries to get rid of Lasher, but eventually she kind of like it's interesting because I feel like it reminds me of like parents almost how like they try to
Mm.
protect you, but when they try to protect you, they end up hurting you by like maybe holding on metaphorically holding on too hard. So it's like I feel like the Mayfair family tries so hard to stop protect the person whoever Lasher's connected to, but by doing that, you pretty
It
much
weakens the person.
remove the life the person it's attached to Lasher's attached to their life turns to shit. So it's like it makes it easier for Lasher to manipulate that person
Yeah.
because it's like their life is shit because they're hidden away or whatever the case may be. They can't be themselves or so it's like Lasher plays on all that, and I kind of
So
like
do
how
they
they show
explain
that
what
throughout the.
Lasher is? Like what type of do they say what he is? Is he like a
We
ghost? Is he
we don't really know. They
like a
show how
demon?
how he comes into contact with the family,
Hmm.
but he kind of just like appears in like from an
Mm.
ethereal kind of like Dan said, like he comes in flames actually and just appears in and
I
then
wonder if he's a
attaches to.
djinn. That would be
So
interesting.
yeah, so I really do kind of want to know that. And there's this dude that kind of could travel through memories, and he touches this key that Lasher's pretty much his entity is connected to, and he jumps into a Lasher memory, and it's like this whole universe in itself, and it's pretty interesting throughout. There's got a lot of like sci-fi tidbits, and you get to meet these characters, and they're pretty interesting. I like them. Maybe not the best, they could probably use a little work on the writing department, but it's not. It's not bad. It's not awful at all. It's not Mandalorian. There's actually growth and there's twists and turns
No
and
one's doing a shopping list.
yeah.
Lasher's not like, I need you to go get me this.
So yeah, and Lasher was played by Jack Huston, I think his name is,
So,
and I
so
like.
quick
I just want to
question.
give him a shout out because he plays a very good creepy character. Like
So I remember,
he there's
okay.
points where he's like so manipulative, but like you don't. He's like suave and like he'll come in and just woo you and kind of say all the right things. And then there's points where he's just like, oh shit, that guy is scary as fuck. Like I don't want to mess with him. But so it's kind of like he's such a great actor for being able to pull off both like at a flip of a dime. Kind of
Yeah.
like playing that evil role, I guess. So hats off to him. What were you saying?
Um, my question is she Lasher's baby?
No.
Okay.
Um,
So the
Pretty
reason why I asked
much.
that because in the first episode when you see her mother, I guess, um, she went to that party and then that kid had sex with her, and I was wondering if like Lasher attached himself to that so he can get a body, if it had to be part of him, and then because they killed that kid right away, and like she was young and
Spoilers. They actually do tackle that. Spoilers. So if you don't want to know too much about it, cover your ears for a few seconds. The uncle actually ended up sleeping with Rowan's mother because he knew about the prophecy. Apparently, the 13th child is the gateway for some beast, Lasher.
uh,
And so he was like, uh, by sleeping with the mother, he made the 13th child his. So he gets involved into like the prophecy. So he,
so
he
like
kind of
what?
did
So
some
the
weird.
kid drugged her. She thinks she slept with the kid, but she actually slept with the uncle, or did he like shapeshift or some shit like that?
They killed the kid immediately, like after they fell asleep or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
then the uncle snuck in while she was knocked out and just raped her.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Interesting.
it's some pretty fucked up shit. So yeah, there's some pretty
Yeah, I
cool
might
like
have
twists
to
and
finish that
turns,
season
and
off.
like I said, it's worth the shot, especially if you like this Anne Rice universe and if you like witches,
Yeah.
if you're a fan of Alexandra Daddario or
I
Jack
mean,
Heston.
honestly, like I'm not saying that like her eyes are so blue. Like she almost looks like a witch, right? It's like how can your eyes be like that blue? It's
It really,
ridiculous.
it
Um,
really is. I always get lost in them. They're like the ocean. It's crazy. It's
yeah,
such a deep blue. I'm like, how those aren't real. They can't
and
be,
they're
but
naturally like
they
that too.
are. They
Like, I
really
mean,
are.
obviously they kind of pumped them up in that photo in a little bit, but if you like see her natural, like in one of her pictures just on Instagram or something, her eyes are just so blue.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. So to end it off, I'll give it like maybe out of 10, maybe like a 6.57. I thought it was a pretty decent show. Nothing stellar, not like, record book anything, but
Yeah,
definitely a good start to the
not
season.
as good as
They kind of
the
got the ball
vampires.
rolling. Yeah, not as good as Vampire Chronicles. That one, I'm addicted to that one.
Yeah.
I want that to come out immediately. I want to see where they're going. But this one's still, it's building the universe and building the lore, and it wasn't a bad first season. Kind of got the ball rolling, and you get to see what this Mayfair family really is about. And
Have you ever watched the show? Um, fuck, what was it called? The one about the witches on Hulu?
Charmed
No,
on
no.
Hulu, the
Motherland,
Motherland of
Motherland,
Salem,
Fort
Fort Salem.
Salem. Yeah,
I did watch that one actually.
man, that was amazing, wasn't it?
No, yeah,
I
that was a
really
pretty
love the
good one.
concept of that one. Maybe we can talk about it
Oh yeah,
on another
totally.
episode.
I thought, yeah, the premise was really dope on that one.
Yeah,
I felt like there was some dry parts, but overall the premise just kept it
yeah,
together, and I was like, wow, okay, doing
very
their
cool.
thing.
All right, yeah. Final thoughts. Dan, you haven't spoken in a while.
No, at one point you're talking about 13 kids. That's a curse right there. No, I'm uh this. I mean this is my least favorite episode of the podcast. By far. Um,
I'm sure the
they're gonna
next one
start
will be your
directing.
favorite.
It
Um,
it is until I hear what you guys have to say, and
so
then that might end up being my least favorite.
so next week we'll give them a little preview.
Mm.
Dan's been wanting to do this topic for almost a year now
No,
or longer.
no, it's definitely been years, but yeah,
Have you brought up this topic before?
yeah.
My God, we
I
are
don't
such
remember,
assholes.
man.
But
Yeah,
Dan's been wanting to do this topic for years, and
years.
one of his favorite movie universes slash properties is the Rocky
It's
movies.
franchises, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I gotcha.
Franchises is the Rocky series, and now Creed. And he's been trying to get us to watch all the Rockies so we can rank the Rockies and the Creed movies. And finally, Creed 3 came out, and we were like, okay, this is the perfect time to do that. Again, this was all Dan's idea. And we're finally going to do that next week. We've all watched the movies, um, and we're getting ready to.
Yeah, it's been on Pluto.
I think it's on Amazon too. I've been
Yeah,
watching it on
so
Amazon.
literally right
and some
before
of it's on
Creed
HBO
3
Max. It's like they're all over the place.
right
Netflix had the
before
Rockies too.
Creed 3 came out, like those movies released on all the streaming services like Amazon Prime, Netflix. That's where I watched the Rockies.
Mhm.
The Creeds are on HBO Max. Like they literally just released them right there so people can watch them right before Creed 3, which is
Yeah.
super smart on their
Well,
part.
the Rockies have been floating around, mind you.
Yeah,
Like you were talking about, I've been wanting to do this for years.
yeah,
I regularly watch the Rocky and Creed movies, so it's like I
yeah,
got you guys to do it this time, and I was like, that's all well and good. I do this 3 to 4 times yearly.
yeah.
So it's like,
That's wild.
yeah. So
But yeah, so we got a lot to talk about next week. I think it's gonna be a long one, so there's probably not gonna be any news, um, anything else. It's just gonna be Rockies, Creeds. We're gonna review Creed 3. Can't wait for that. Um, and yeah, so I actually had I watched all the Creeds with Nadia, and she really enjoyed all of them. So,
yeah,
um, great movies.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I'm powering through the Rockies. I'm gonna finish them this week. It's been quite the ride. I
there's
man,
a
you just
lot of
gotta
ups
love
and downs.
Stallone, man. Yo, Adrian. You
Yeah,
just gotta love it. He's got that energy about him. But they're definitely something. So I can't wait to share with y'all next week.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so looking
it's
forward to
gonna be a
that.
lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like this week.
Okay, thanks, Danny. Um,
This week didn't
Disco,
like
final
you
thoughts.
either. Final thoughts. Man, I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'm just tired of working and school. I need to get rich.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a millionaire. Somebody donate. I'm gonna make a GoFundMe.
Too bad
Um,
crypto didn't work for us.
yep. No, yeah. I've been watching a lot of shows, and they're almost about to finish. So I got a lot of shows for everybody come this next couple weeks. So I'm excited to share that with you as well. I watch a lot of shows, and even though I'm busy, I find the time and I make the time, and so I hope y'all enjoy the content, like and follow, and more movies and TV show reviews coming your way.
Sounds good. Um, yeah. So I'm just hoping the Mandalorian doesn't waste another 8 hours of my life. And it gets good, so I can enjoy watching this. Man, I can't wait for the season finale of The Last of Us, and then we get to review this whole season, talk about it, compare it to the game. Oh, it's gonna be such a fun conversation. I can't wait to have that. And then what's up?
That really is because we've been holding back and like really
Because
like,
we
and
don't want to spoil it for
it's been
anybody.
hard. We
It's
like
like
Yeah,
let it
we
slip a little
rarely
here
talk
and
to each
there.
other about it. Even
yeah,
it's like
So it's like finally it's
yeah.
gonna all come out and you guys are gonna hear it. So it's gonna be awesome. And
Yeah, we haven't
continue.
talked to each other because I'm feeling we're all on the same page. It's like we don't want to influence each other's thoughts on the
yeah,
show until
yeah,
we want to hear it on the podcast.
yeah.
So I
We've
can't
had
wait.
moments. We've had moments, but we
Yeah,
try not to delve deep.
and Nadia's been watching it with me too. Um, so she's addicted. It's great. It's like every Sunday she's like, "We are we doing Last of Us today? Are we today?" Today? And we didn't get to watch it last Sunday because we went to watch. No, we went to Creed on Saturday night. We
Mhm.
saw Creed 3 Saturday night. I forgot what we were doing Sunday, but we didn't get a chance to watch it. So like every day she's like, are we watching Last of Us today? Tonight? And it's just like, oh, I'm also got her to watch One Piece.
Mm.
Oh, nice. Oh man, she's
Yeah.
gonna be there for a couple
I'm
years.
watching it with her, so I'm re enjoying One Piece from the beginning, and then we're gonna do Demon Slayer as well, so it's gonna be a
Oh,
lot of
okay,
fun.
I had to give
that
up
is
on
cool.
that one. I had to give
Demon
up on
Slayer is
Demon
so
Slayer.
fucking good.
No, yeah, don't
It's
give up on that one.
yeah.
No, it's no, it's way
I'm a
past its prime. It's like I saw like 5 episodes when honestly like the first two was like I'm not feeling it. I forced myself to five, and I was like I'm not enjoying any of this.
Yeah, and then probably we're gonna jump into My Hero Academia, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Gotta catch
Can't
up on
That
that.
we?
one's been pretty good too, man. Deku's
They're all
fucking
been amazing,
Deku's just going crazy. Yeah, man.
but it's just like it's gonna be fun reliving these things, hopefully through her, and seeing her enjoy them. Hopefully she enjoys them, but we'll see. Either way, she's gonna watch them. I'm forcing her to, but it is what it is. Thank you for listening to Los Wise Guys, a podcast. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out immensely, helps us to grow. Comment below, let us know what you think about all these news items. What are your rankings for the Rockies? Let's talk about that next week. And then go check out the Los Wise Guys website, loswiseguys.com. And then don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Thank you for listening and have a great week.